Today at the Carefree Kitchen, I'm going to be showing you how to make this really easy and cheesy potato casserole. This potato casserole is perfect for your holiday meal. We love to have this during Easter or Christmas time with the ham, and it's the perfect side dish. Okay, so to begin, here are my ingredients. So I have hash brown potatoes, and these are just frozen shredded potatoes. You can get them in the freezer section at the store. And I have an onion. I'm going to be using some of that and a little bit of butter. We're gonna saute this together until it's tender. I have some cream of mushroom soup, and I usually like to get some organic cream of mushroom soup. I feel like maybe it's a little bit better for you, but just use whatever you have on hand. My store didn't have the other kind in stock right now. And then I have sour cream. You can use full fat, part fat sour cream, and then I'm gonna use a little bit of chicken broth and a couple cups of cheese and a couple teaspoons of garlic salt. And if you don't have garlic salt on hand, you can just use half garlic and half salt. Okay, so I'm just gonna start off by peeling the onion. And this is a pretty big onion, so I'm actually only going to use this half of it. And then peel off the outer layer and then dice it. And then I'm going to add about 3 tablespoons of butter and melt that, and then add in my onions. And my onions, there's about a cup of onions here. And I want to saute this until my onions turn translucent and then just a little bit golden brown. All right, so this is just about right. We're starting to get a little bit of color on the edges here. So we'll just go ahead and take that off the heat. Okay, before we get started, I need to spray a 9 by 13 inch baking dish with cooking spray. All right, just set that aside. So in a bowl, I'm going to add my potatoes. And again, these are 20 ounces of shredded hash brown potatoes. And then I'm going to add my onions here and sour cream. And then the cheddar cheese, I'm going to add about a cup and a half of it and reserve a little bit to go on top. Then I have my cream of mushroom soup. I'll add that. And this is my couple teaspoons of garlic salt. And then I'm gonna add about a cup of chicken broth. And just add the chicken broth right there on top. And then we're just gonna mix this all up. All right, just make sure you get all of the creaminess all over the potatoes. All right, there we go, it looks pretty good. And now, just add them all to your greased 9 by 13 pan. And this casserole will serve 10 to 12 people, even 15 if you have some kids mixed in there. All right, just kind of spread that around. This casserole can also be made ahead of time. You can make it and then just pop it in your fridge until you are ready to bake it, probably 2 or 3 days ahead of time. And then I'm just going to add the cheese to the top, the rest of the cheese. Okay, now we're gonna put it in a preheated 350-degree oven for about 30 to 40 minutes. They look perfect. You can see the bubbling on the corners and the cheese is all melted. And a few other tips when making this potato casserole. If you don't have access to shredded potatoes in your freezer section, you can also peel and then dice potatoes and then boil them in water until they are fork tender. And then put them in a casserole dish for your family to cook at a later time. Just be sure to cover it with saran wrap and aluminum foil. And then when you're ready to cook it, take the saran wrap off and then just cook it with the aluminum foil on until the end when everything's bubbly. You can take it off and then let the cheese brown a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Carefree Kitchen. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow me on social media. And we'll see you next time. Bye! Check out that cheesy potato casserole. It's a perfect side for your Easter ham or your Christmas dinner. It's cheesy and ooey gooey and filled with so much flavor.